Pick a card. How are you a light and hope to others? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading for you. And today we are going to be reading about how you are a lamp and a hope in people's worlds. Okay, so how are you the hope, the lamp around people or for people? Let's get some three piles. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a repeat offender, thank you so much for stopping by. Pile number 1, Nirvana Quartz with the number 29. Not sure how I'm going to do this. Pile number 2. Is turquoise with a number 39, and pile 3 is selenite. Wow, I'm actually really shocked that all of the lighter colors came up. Quite interesting to me. Let's get them all in the shot right here so you can ponder. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of sagey sage just to get us going here, just because we can. So I hope everybody is doing well. Take a look at your cards, and we're going to find out how you are the hope and the light to people around you. And I'll see you at your pile. Please pause if you need more time. Hi, pile 1. Thank you for stopping. And my name is Griselle with Psychic MD. And if you chose this beautiful card with a Nirvana Quartz and or the number 29, then this is how you are a hope and a light into people's lives. Now I'm going to read you really, really quick. Actually, let's just get a little bit of sagey sage just because we can. I'm going to read to you a little bit in the booklet just so we are clear on how you are a light into this world. My dog has something to say about that too. So we have Nirvana Quartz with enlightenment. Nirvana Quartz assists in stepping off the karmic wheel, bright light, and bliss consciousness. So self-understanding. For many lifetimes you've been working with your karma. This has now passed. There is no need for restitution, nor punishment, nor guilt. Let those go so that you can recognize your full potential, receiving a download of cosmic light that transforms your being. So the divination is stepping off the karmic round and allowing karma of grace to manifest. Open yourself to receive enlightenment. Recognize this as a new beginning of fresh energy. If you're experiencing traumatic times, soul challenges, wait and relax and wait for a solution. Don't push against the river. Go with the flow. That's so easier said than done. But I'm already getting a pretty clear idea of why you are a light and a lamp to friends, to family, to people around you, basically how you are a hope to the world. A little bit more energy on pile number 1. How are they a light and a lamp to the world? I feel like your crown chakra might be wide open. You are definitely a lamp. Look, the star. What did I say? Okay. And the high priestess. So I don't know if I could be showing that actually, but don't tell on me. Yeah. Well, anyways, so you are definitely somebody who is a little bit, I'm going to say a showstopper. I feel like with this energy right here, I'm trying to look for a stone that's going to cover that. One moment, please. Because, you know, we can get silly about this whole YouTube thing. But anyways, I feel like you are a light to many people, a lamp to many people, and not just because of title, but when you look at the star, it's like I feel like you really, I don't want to say entertain people's wishes, but I feel like you lend people hope, you let them dream, you help aspire higher in so many different ways. I feel like they are more optimistic around you. I feel like the way that you lead your life, you're a simple example, not necessarily the words that you choose to speak and things like that, although that could be part of it. I feel like the way that you manifest, the way that you as above, so below, and the way that you walk within your own emotions, you I feel like you are definitely different, unusual. You are the keeper of secrets. And right here, this high priestess, not only is she the keeper of, but she's holding it, what appears to be, to me anyways, the world as well. And so I feel like you hold a lot of secrets of many lifetimes, of people around you. I feel like you're the great confidant, you're a great auntie, you are mom or dad or sister or best friend to many, many people. And I feel like when people really get to know you, they feel on some level, some way, some shape, some form, that you have higher knowledge and acquired higher knowledge. And that with that knowledge, you are able to lend them a lot of peace simply by existing. I feel like you could be very balanced. I feel like also that you have an ability to really transmute a lot of what is deemed like negative and things like that, life's experiences, into something that you can bring onto earth or into something tangible in order to make it, I don't want to seem so bad, but you bring life's lessons into tangibility and productivity. So you utilize these life lessons. For example, if you're a counselor, you share stories about what you've undergone with other people to lend them hope and give them ideas and whatnot. And so I feel like that's huge. I mean, to give people dreams, but also to be their confidant. And also stepping off that karmic wheel to let people know that now is a time also that wherever now is in your lifetime, whether you are 20, whether you're in your 30s, or it doesn't make a difference. Now, like now's a time to make monumental moves, and you can do it as long as you have that pure connection with yourself, with the divine, with your intention and purpose. And, you know, I feel like you help people understand that gone are the days that you want to step on people's necks to get ahead, climb that social ladder. I also feel like even though you might be quite beautiful, quite handsome, and extremely charming, I feel like you don't utilize it in a way that is worldly, meaning that you don't use a pretty privilege in order to get yourself some sales or get, you know, climb up that ladder and things like that. So I feel like other people, when they look at you, they could be really surprised by that you are more prone to be a hard worker and generally roll up your sleeves and simply like manifest instead of relying upon like the 3D things. And that could be quite shocking. And as I said, shocking, look at this. Now, these are all major arcana. I don't know who you are, pile number one. And if you'd like to share a little bit about, you know, if this is pretty accurate, because I feel like it is, you're really powerful without even really necessarily knowing it, meaning it, or meaning to be. Now, I feel like when you come into people's lives, not only are you a light, not only are you the lamp and the keeper of secrets, but you're also like a lightning bolt into the heart. And this makes me think of those paddles like they have on the ambulances and things like that, where they try to restart your heart. I forget what the kit's called, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So you could literally be like a shot to the heart. And I feel like people, when they initially meet you, one of the wild things about this story is that I feel like they could be really shook to their core when they initially meet you, or they hear you speak, or something else. And the reason why they are shook and a little bit discombobulated initially, but for their highest good and also ultimately for their inspiration, is because they have their crown on and they think that they're strong and they're doing well. And let's say, for example, you know, they're doing all the things that this 3D world is like, okay, you need to get your car, you need to get your career, you need to get your schooling, you need to get your, you know, family together and all the steps in order to achieve that American dream, or wherever it is. It could be the German dream, the island dream, or I don't know what. But I feel like once they've attained that, they're still lacking. And yet they medicate to continue running the gauntlet and things like that. And how you light up their world literally because you shock their heart into an awareness, into a new experience, into seeing that everything, this sounds really horrible, but that the things that they take the most pride in is really superficial and shallow. And I'm looking at like the brick layers on this person, and it's like everything that they built up thus far has been really largely built on illusion. Like, so let's say reputations; those are really contingent upon somebody, and it's subjective. It's like, well, this person at work believes this of me, or this person at home believes this of me. And it's really subjective. And I feel like they've kind of conquered this image and this idea of what it is that they need to attain, who they need to be, with all the things. And initially, something about you could spark some anger because this person's hands are balled up in a fist and their heart is like out, unwillingly, I feel. And it's almost like they're yelling to the heavens themselves. But you come in like a tower moment. And the reason why that is a hope and a lamp and a light to people, I'm getting to the good part, guys, hang in there with me, is simply because they've been living it's almost like that book, Who Moved My Cheese? Or I think that's what it was called so long ago. But basically, it's almost like they get teased into thinking, okay, this, I'll get that, I'll be skinny and then I'll be happy, and I'll get this job and then I'll be happy, and I'll have these 3 degrees and then I'll be happy, and I'll have the admiration of all my siblings and then I'll be happy, and so on and so forth. And yet that has led them to continue striving more and more and more. And if you see this figure, they are great, completely great, like not much is going on in their auric field. So they could be like really mechanical, really methodical about their life at a core level, almost like spiritual death. Okay, this is like really deep. I didn't expect that kind of reading, but I feel like when you walk into people's lives, or when they listen to you speak, or when they look at you and they get inspired by you and they have that desire to emulate you, all of a sudden everything shatters and they're stripped naked of what they're the illusions, really illusions and facades, and all those things fall away and they get really angry. And initially, okay, this is supposed to be like building you up, but check this out. Some people could even get really angry with you and automatically not like you. And this is because you are subconsciously hitting upon something that they don't want to face. Okay. Anyways, yeah, but I feel like you also bring about like thoughts and ideas and notions that they are not equipped to even delve into, because, you know, it's easy to be complacent. It's easy to go with the flow. It's easy to just be like everybody else on the block and not kind of open your eyes and ears and just think, well, I'm doing good, and why ruffle feathers and things like that. So I feel like I heard generator. You could be a generator in what is that called? Human design. But I don't know. You could be a manifestor. But anyways, that point is that you wield a lot of power. And I don't feel like you know it. I feel like you kind of keep to yourself. I mean, you know, high priestess isn't somebody that's out there like, oh, look, I'm a high priestess and I'm doing all these things. And the stars just kind of like really enjoying their own thing, whatever it is that they're doing. I want to get a couple of these. Tell me more a little bit about this pile number 1. Why are they a light and a lamp, and how, please? For fun, let's get some pins. The horseshoe wanted to come out. Okay. So we have the lungs here, and I feel like when you speak, for some, I would say for half the people that you influence, that you lend hope and dreams and things like that, it's what you speak. But the other half is you not speaking. Now, the pin with the television got flipped on its side. And I feel like you really address things like predictive programming and what that means in people's real life. And, you know, if we watch enough of something, then we start believing. No different than if somebody tells you, hey, you are king of the hill, or you don't have to change anything, you are perfect. Seldom do we hear things like that, right? But you get the point. Then we start believing that. So enough reinforcement by society, by peers, by loved ones, by friends, all of it is going to really cause you to believe that. And I feel like you bring about a questioning of pre-programming or predictive programming, whatever you want to call it, with the television flipped over. And I think that it reminds me of way back when, I think it was the 80s, where the TV would, at a certain time, it would go, hey, do you know where your children are? Way back when. Okay, yeah, time. And so I feel like also you allow or lead people, you know, through example, once again, to really question like how much time they have, but not only that, like what they've done with their time and was it worth it. And interesting, because you have here with this hourglass, this is like the beautiful, you have the, you know, the palm trees and the sun setting and all that stuff and the sands of time. And here's like death and bones and everything else. Now here we have the death and bones and everything else. I feel like you really assist and facilitate massive transformations. You promote massive awakenings. And I feel like by your nature, you are indeed a lucky charm. This wanted to come out. But the reason I feel like it actually didn't come out, well, number one, it's really big and heavy, and I wasn't really, I don't know, it just didn't happen. But number two, I feel like people would call like a rude awakening like that, like sometimes that you can really provide a rude awakening for other people in this manner is something that's like, quote, lucky. But in the long run, it is for their higher self. It is for the better good. And the better good. It's like a good or good, huh? So that is what I'm feeling thus far. Let's see what else we have. How do you facilitate this journey for people? Let's see that. That's a big question. Woo-wee. Look, the Son of Swords. And so, oh, my candle's just burning. I may not have enough for the full reading. So the Son of Swords right here tells me, and it was laying on its side as you saw, it's like, let's go ahead and do some homework into this. Like, why do I feel like that threatens my very being, my very core, my very existence? What about it? And then they need a rest. And back and forth, I feel like you nudge people, you shock them into awakening, and then you nudge them slowly to be able to kind of face the music and face reality and have their own personal glow up. And in the end, they're able to really look and have an opportunity at leading a life and living a life that really gives them personal fulfillment, and that really helps them to attain their higher purpose ultimately, should they choose that mission, right? So I'm hoping you like this kind of reading. If you do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Much love to you. Pile number 1. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Chriselle. If you chose pile number 2, this reading is for you. Pile number 2, that was pretty wild. If you came from pile number 1, that was intense. We're going to get a little bit of smoky smoke right here. Not doing so much of sage because I don't have a window open, but I do want to kind of do this a little bit. Anyways, pile number 2, we're going to read a little bit from the book here to find out why and how you are a hope and a lamp to people in your world. So it says turquoise, number 39, true riches, a copper-based stone attracting good fortune since antiquity. Turquoise was a popular protective amulet. Okay, Venus and to Buddha. It was sacred to Venus and to Buddha. It linked earth and sky and made a potent love charm. Interesting. That I did not know. Okay, self-understanding. Your path is one of self-realization. Qualities you cultivate now drive your spiritual evolution forward. Draw on your karmic wisdom and past life skills. Release vows that no longer serve you. And speak what used to be unspeakable. Woo-wee, that is wild. Divination. Watch your health and avoid polluted environments. Brilliant successes and happiness are coming your way. Fortune favors you. You navigate the way forward with a sure-footed confidence, but watch your personal safety and deal with problems immediately. Good friends accompany you. You're in the spotlight and others rely upon you. Okay. So this alludes also to your throat chakra and your third eye. But let's get a little bit more energy on how you are a light and a lamp to the world and those around you, please. For pile 2. I would like to know, where's pile 2 a lamp to the world around them, please? Are they a light and a lamp to those around them? And show me now. My card's like, I'll show you. Look at. Okay, you could be coming from pile number 1, and there is a lot of reasons because all these cards want to slide out and skedaddle. So the Star, again, you could provide hope and dreams. And you could, I feel like in your case, you could remind people of what they used to dream about once upon a time and like have an open heart towards it and try to go about it in a different manner. So if somebody dreamt of, for example, being a business owner, or they wanted to be, I don't know, an engineer or a train conductor or a painter or a dancer, I feel like you inspire, and that's why this heart stayed out, you inspire people to really manifest with what they have. And it could be in a different manner than when they anticipated, but equally as fulfilling. And that's really, really powerful. And I feel like you allow people to think that they are lucky to be able to find themselves once again. It's almost like you lead people back to themselves, to their core being, okay? So here I have the Nine of Cups, and this is your quintessential hope, a wish fulfillment, a desire that has been ruminating, that has been thought about, thought upon. But I feel like you could be seen as other people's like lucky charm, their hope fulfillment, with the auspicious turquoise being present here. Now the number 39, I can't help but think of the 369 Nikolai Tesla, and I just looked up and I saw on my phone the number 333 during your reading. So threes could be very important. Nikolai Tesla, the 369, even the book, you could be really led to that, or doing some journaling and writing some really powerful manifestations, like 3 times in the morning, 6 times at lunch, and 9 times at night, in order to have those manifest. So I feel like you embody creativity in people around you, okay? Queen of Swords, yeah, and I feel like also you bring this about in a very powerful intellectual way. I feel like your manner could be very, ooh, I heard abrasive, but I feel like your manner could be very gentle. The Queen of Swords could be abrasive for sure. I mean, she has that sword lifted over, and in fact, it's over her head. It's almost a little bit like playful. Let me refract the light right here. Let me play it and be a little bit of a light bender. But make no mistake, she is not one to fool with, okay? And I feel like people could say that about you. It's almost like it's giving God's favorite, if you've heard that term, or lucky girl, lucky guy, whatever it is that you believe in, okay? Let me flip this around. Okay, the moon. So I'm going to say also that you are very abundant, but it's like a great mystery as to not why you're abundant, but maybe perhaps how you get this flow, this influx of information, this flow of energy, how you really are able to like recreate yourself, rebrand yourself, rebuild yourself. And actually I can relate to this quite a bit. Rebrand, that's still not the word. Okay. Some of you guys, because I actually said so some of you guys could like Rihanna. You could be inspired. You could also have like resting bee face, but also you could be very connected to the moon. You could be like Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could be very in touch with your intuition. You could be even like a twin, or have people around you that think that you are their twin. Actually, it's almost like, oh, this is my sister from another mister, or my brother from another mother, or whatever, you know, things like that. Bottom of the deck, this is how you are a light to other people, because I feel like you inspire people, inspire their creativity, their abundance. You challenge and help them to see how auspicious they really are, beginning with the small things, the things that we have on hand. If you had like a cup of oatmeal to eat, then that's like gratitude for food in your belly. And if you had, you know, 4 corners of a rooftop to be able to take shelter and shelter your family, then having that gratitude as well. And I feel like you're very, very grounded. But also, I think that you help people to attain that which gives them like inner harmony, inner balance as well. With the yellow, you help people embrace personal power. Now, yellow, don't fall, please. Hold on. Yellow is the solar plexus for me. And, oh, okay, we're doing that. My pendulum fell on my leg. Yeah, so I feel like you could actually serve to be like a guide to really help people try different things, and really not, I don't want to say not take themselves so seriously, but it's okay to try different things, different hats, and be like, you know, I don't really like this, I don't really like that. So let me try this other, or let me kind of Rubik's Cubic until it fits the image and the vision that I had for myself. But you are the retriever of dreams simply by dreaming yourself and retrieving your own and coming back to, I heard your moral fiber, your core being, and your true, most authentic self. I feel like you could have a little bit of sass and a swag in your step as well, and people could know this. Let's see what the pins have to say. Show me what I need to see for pile number 2. I'd like to know a little bit of information as to why these cards are here, and why are they a light to their world. Okay, that's wild. Look at that, just went out right now. Okay, so we have the octopus. and this was flipped around. And this could be like, I feel like with it being upside down, I've never actually read the pens like this, but having the octopus, because it has so many tentacles and each tentacle has so much power to be able to like grip. I think I read somewhere where it's like each one can grip about 30 pounds depending on the size of the animal. I don't really quite, don't quote me on that anyways. But I'm going to say that this has even tricky energy because they're kind of slippery, obviously, but they can get into like little tiny escape. They can escape almost anything, okay? But having this be reversed, I feel like this is saying that you bring a light into the world because you bring answers, you bring opportunity, you bring fun, you bring things for people to kind of revisit. Now I have the television again, and this was reversed. And this talks about like predictive programming. And I think that you could really coach people or help people to think about their positive affirmations and how they speak about themselves. That's one of the biggest ones that I'm always working on, is really not speaking negatively about yourself, because you bring about more of that. And also simply because how you treat yourself is how people are going to treat you. Okay. So I have here this record player pin, and it was upside down. And I'm going to say about the record player that I feel like you help to really have people consider and rewrite their programming, because this was upside down as well. So breaking out of the pre-programming, like if somebody was called mean names and stuff their whole life when they were growing up, or if they had a spouse that is really unkind or whatever, I feel like you help them to rewrite that. It is not a broken record because it was reversed. And maybe you inspire other people to say, hey, why don't you kind of record positive affirmations and listen to them as you sleep at night, kind of like subliminal. So a lot of different options. I feel like you do this directly, but you could do this indirectly simply by sharing your life. Now I have this little cute little bunny, right? And I'm looking at how it's like one folded with fur, and the other side is a little bit like an emo bunny. I'm not really sure. You can see his little rib cage. I think it's super cute, you guys. But it was reversed. And I think that people see things in really kind of like black and white, and you're able to kind of restructure and kind of reconform things in order for people to see that it doesn't have to be black and white all the time. In fact, not ever, if they choose. Okay. And this to me, even though it was upside down, not upside down, but flipped around, I feel like the mystery in you and the light in you is that people, I'm hearing Love Potion number 9. I mean, how could you not think of that song, right? Love Potion number 9. Okay. Anyways, you get the point. So the little heart is happy right here, and it happens to be submerged in what? Yellow. Okay, the same as her attire right here, her little sundress, whatever this is. So the medicine is in your power. And your power could, people could have seen you evolve and grow and change and morph. And one thing I did want to mention is that you could be somebody such as myself who likes to try many different things. And I've dyed my hair almost every color, literally, of the rainbow. And I really enjoyed it. And now, not so much, but whatever. I feel like calm your wrath down. I said wrath. Don't ban me, please. But anyways, I think that you could be a trendsetter. I'm definitely somebody who's very playful with maybe fashion or how they express themselves and things like that. And I feel, again, that you are a great manifestor, and people can see you actually do it, and they want to drink that Kool-Aid as well, okay? And at times I feel like your enthusiasm can be very contagious, but people are very traditional. And I think that with this landing right on her face, the Queen of Swords, I feel like you are part of helping break that tradition or those habits of not questioning things, of, well, I've always done it this way, why would I change anything different? Instead of like, well, how about let me just try it and see if it works for me? What if I can change something? This is annoying. I feel like I need another lighter, and I just bought this one. Anyways, my problem. Yep, that didn't go well for me. You're welcome. Anyways, let's see what else we have here. See what else. Oh, hi. This is what else you need to know. I intended on one card, and we have two. What? The Empress. Okay, you could be somebody who is, you've been all the queens all at different times. You've been the Queen of Swords, like we see here, with hyper intelligence and wanting to analyze everything before you make a move, and quick to cut anything off that just doesn't vibe doesn't jive or is just not helpful or doesn't give back. But you could also be like the Queen of Cups, also very compassionate, understanding, loving. You could have even suffered from compassion fatigue. But right here, similar to pile number one, I feel like your abundance is, it's very well known, and it's very, I want to say it's different. It's not just like tangible things that people can see with their eyes, but I feel like it's a vibe. It's an essence that you have about you, that you are abundant, and you're abundant by simply being in nature or by being part of the world or by being allowed to breathe, right? We have this ability to take in deep breaths. Most of us do, hopefully. And I feel like you could be seen as somebody's best friend, like other people's best friend, and an incredible, loving role model, supportive role model. Like people want to give you roses, or they understand that, like, wow, this cup, you're incredibly abundant, and I really want to, I heard ride or die with you, so I wasn't really even intending on going there, but I feel like you inspire romance, you inspire love, you inspire admiration, and with all of this out here, initially I did not see it as like, it looked to me like watercolors, a little bit diluted. So you could really help people to step a little bit away from like the dream that we've all been kind of spoon-fed and look at things a little bit different. Maybe through a watercolor, that through simple water and one color itself, you can dilute it to the point where it creates an ombre, or it looks so different, and that in itself creates an abundance and a peace. You could have a very peaceful vibe about you as well. Pile number two, that's what I have for you. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD. I'm watching the candle just go all over the place because I did not have two little containers that were identical. So I chose to allow things just to run wild. Pile number three, happy you are here. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping in. I hope everyone receives exactly what it is that you came here for. You chose selenite with the number 21. This is one of my all-time favorite crystals. I love how selenite feels. I love the way it looks. I love the way it gives me such peace and clarity and calmness. And there is, well, probably a lot of reasons for it. So let's read out of the proverbial book while the wax gets all over my table. Selenite, divine light. In the ancient world, selenite protected against the wandering of the mind. Well, I need a ton of that. It evokes mental clarity and divine inspiration. Self-understanding. Spirituality is vital for you. Your translucent soul who moves fluidly through time. Use insights wisely. Avoid confusing past with present. You see into people's hearts to what motivates them. Do not be manipulated or too eager to please. Stand by what you know. You have a gift of clarity and mental flexibility with the power to make excellent decisions. Very interesting. Divination. A situation is unpredictable no matter how solid it appears. Be prepared for challenges and changes. Banish confusion. Clarity is needed. Allow divine light to inspire the future. Let go of something let go of something dear to you. Parting does not mean loss of love. Reconciliation is possible. Make the first move. Overheard conversations can enlighten you. Healing insight. Being in the flow strengthens your well-being. I have no idea how I'm going to lay these cards without getting them all wax on, wax off. Pile number three. What do we have for the, how are you the light? How are you the inspiration, the light and the hope of people around you? How are you the light and the lamp? Ace of Wands. In fact, when I was asking what to read about today, like minutes ago, this card kept popping up, the Ace of Wands. I feel like, well, sage, this is a cleanser, a powerful cleanser, by the way. Then we have selenite, and it also is like self-cleansing. You could use other crystals to put it on top of so that the selenite actually cleanses that as well, which is, I think, super cool. And sage, of course, has been used for centuries, and I'm guessing selenite has as well. I have soot all over my hands. That's not good, guys. Okay. Anyway, well, you know, selenite and Yeah. But anyways, I feel like how you're a light in a lamp is you show people how to leave things in the past, how to understand and not confuse the two, and how to be able to move on. So take example, the word forgiveness. And I think that people really misconstrue this word. People think, well, forgive and forget, and that may be so. But forgiving doesn't necessarily mean allowing toxic people, toxic situations, or anything of that nature into your life. It's like it's identifying it. It's saying, okay, well, this is toxic, but why hold a grudge? Okay, I forgive you, and I'm moving forward. I'm moving on, moving away, that kind of a thing. So I feel like you give people different perspectives. You provide a bundle, like maybe a plethora of ways to cleanse the mind, maybe you allow people to be able to come back to themselves, to their original, most potent thought that they need to really attend to by, I heard due diligence. I feel like you're a mirror. You could be a mirror to those people around you. I feel like also like very calm and peaceful, and definitely like somebody who is super connected to spirit. So I feel like just by being you, just by maybe speaking, the way that you are able to transmute energy, and it doesn't mean that you've forgotten things from the past. It's just that you're not confusing them, like the book said. I feel like that is that provides immeasurable light to people, because a lot of times we can all hang on to things, right? And I've struggled in my life with letting some things go, and it's just really neat to be able to see that there's different ways. And if you look for a way, maybe that's how you provide a way for people as well. Now I just got like minutely dizzy, which was kind of weird. Like my head just briefly spun. So you could be prone to mareos, or like dizziness, or I don't know. You could have some episodes where you feel kind of dizzy. So just be careful, because that for me came out of nowhere, and I'm not prone to that. A vertigo, that would be something. So Page of Wands right here, I feel like, and look at how she's just kind of inhaling the sage, and how sage is like transmuting all that negative energy and changing it back into its purest form. And even just simply the fragrance. Some people love it, some people don't. But I think with a Page of Wands is really at the beginning of like finding their fire, their desire in the purest form. I feel like you could have even a message in pile number 2 if you feel led to only, because the selenite, it almost seems to me that you're bringing people back to themselves in a lot of ways. And there's a lot of color right here being depicted with the lilac and things like that. I feel like you help people to get back into their bodies. Now, some of you guys are neurodivergent, and maybe you're just like discovering that. Maybe you have issues with like textures and clothing and things like that, or like mannerisms that you would never have questioned before. Maybe perhaps you are coming into the understanding that, wow, that is actually a thing for me. And maybe some of you guys have a little bit of on the spectrum. It could be on spectrum, or like Asperger's, or gosh, my brain is like beep. But anyways, I think that you're understanding where I'm going with this. So I feel like you could be a light into the world because you look at things differently than others. And the more vocal that you are, I think that the more people's walls will fall down, and allow them to see like not only your inner you, but it really actually serves to inspire other people, because they could see that at core level, maybe their preconceived notions of you weren't correct. And therefore, when they get to see those walls and barriers like lowered, they get really impressed. What's impressed upon them is that they can actually change themselves, and they can also be vulnerable themselves. Yeah. And this is for people especially. I keep thinking that past, that present message, right? That talked about, that we talked about earlier, not mixing them up. And this could be something that people just want to cling to. I'm right. Well, no, I'm right. This is how it's done. Or, I don't have to do this because I'm in the correct and the other person has to apologize or whatever. But this stalemate thing, I feel like you're helping people to see that really they have to deal with what they're trying to protect, which is their own heart. And you do that by offering a variety of different ways. And some of them could be like journaling. Some of them could be like having a rebirthing experience in the tub. Some of them could be like doing the egg cleanse and Olympia. Some of them could be receiving Reiki, meditation. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways. And of course, getting therapy, professional therapy by somebody who's a therapist. So the Emperor right here, I feel like, yeah, you help people to gain control of their lives once again. And you help them to really question, how could they really come back to themselves in order to be their best self. Now, I do feel like at times you have people that feel, excuse me, jealous of you, and they can't not see you clearly. And for them, it's a head scratcher. Excuse me. I also feel like people could want to take your power to speak away. So I see green is like being jealous, right? And the Emperor is typically like the authority. But I feel like you're breaking those molds. You're breaking those chains. You're breaking those outmoded ways of thinking and doing things. And you're allowing for the crown to be upset. You're allowing the crown to be taken off, and for the human to be able to see with their own eyes and with their own heart, which would be spirit, right? And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people, this could be somebody stuck in a role, okay, with the Emperor, really looking at things and looking at you and judging and things like that. But I feel like in the end, it's like a total head scratcher for them, not only your life, because you are an agent of change, but of their own life as well. Yeah, you help them to get to the reality of what is there. Why, I mean, there's no eyeballs in here at all. Hers are closed, and I think the whole deck is pretty much like that, but this one is like shielded. This is, the crown is literally, I feel, covering the eyeballs, and this one is, you know, with a veil on top of being having the eyeballs closed. So I feel like you, through your lifestyle, through your purity, your connection with spirit, you point out things that could cause other people stress, but it is actually a way out for them. It is an inspiration for them, and it is a hope, because I feel like they've been locked into this thing of like jealousy or comparing themselves to Joneses or looking at things that have nothing to do with anything by the time all is said and done. Even standing on cotton candy, and it's like, well, that's cute, you know, but what use is it? And aren't your feet going to get all sticky? I don't know. So moving on, pile number 3. If you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's get some pins here. How is pile number 3 a hope, an inspiration, a light to people around them, please? We have the Baby. So this is like a rebirth, and actually landed right by her legs. Okay, so this could be like a rebirth. Again, rebirthing yourself, rebirthing other people. Oh, you guys, this could be about reparenting yourself as well, and having a stalemate, you know, and overcoming a stalemate by just simply reparenting yourself and changing your own karma and changing your own family lineage by not repeating cycles and things like that, through giving yourself what it is or was that you needed once upon a time, from your original, you know, biological parents. And I feel like that's the root of a lot of, you know, issues. And obviously I am, well, maybe not obvious, you guys don't necessarily know me, but I'm a parent as well. And I don't think that I parented perfectly, not by a long shot. And that's not what I'm saying. But I definitely feel like even my son has currently wounds that, you know, I'd love to be able to help him with, but, you know, with the help of like therapy and his own connection with spirit and things like that, I definitely believe that he can take his own measures to reparent those parts that I failed, basically is what I'm trying to say. So nobody's perfect. This is not shaming. This is not blaming. This is just a human experience, right? A spiritual person in a human body undergoing a human experience. So we have, what's up with this? A moment of science, please. I think that's so cute. I love these little things. But I think that a lot of people get stuck with the whole science and prove it and this and that. And, you know, it's funny because when we have love for people, nobody ever says, well, prove it. Where's the science behind it? How do we know that you love this person? It's just naturally taken for granted that you can see it through actions, through inactions, so on and so forth. And yet we're always looking for, quote, hard proof, and a panel of professors or professionals to tell us really how things should look and what things really mean, instead of trusting your own given intuition. And look, this is pointing directly to the Baby. So that rebirthing, something about childbirth can be important to you. parenting, things like that. But I feel like you help to transmute and heal a lot of that from people around you. And maybe you can become actually a surrogate for other people, or give them ideas on how, it's like maybe you're part surrogate, but you teach them how to reparent themselves, rebrand themselves as well. So all the different things. And the number 1122 could be maybe important to you, and 1221. So that could be a thing, but this is pointing directly to the baby. And here's another baby on top of this cross. That's interesting. And it was upside down. Okay, so this is like completely, the cross was upside down. So look at the patch of hair. I gotta show you this. Look. It cracks me up, this little patch of hair on this baby. It's like a little, I don't know. Anyways, I digress. So this could be about even, I think about it, the world currently, and how there's not a lot of faith in a lot of people. It just seems like they want to use symbols like the cross. They'll even put it upside down like this was, in order to mean something totally different. So that could mean something to you as well. Let's look at this. Fresh boy tears. Yeah. So I think that you could look at things quite differently, in including with a sense of humor, but also unveiling. And you can, by unveiling, that in itself is like clearing and purging areas that needs to be cleansed and purged, because people can't go behind, and hide behind a facade once again. It's almost like once you see the truth being unveiled, you can't unsee it. Now we have the little bunny plague right here. It's like a bunny dressed as Dr. Plague. And it's really quite interesting, because the bunnies I always get, it's like going down the rabbit hole. Little Alice in Wonderland, and what shall we discover now? With the selenite right here, I feel like you are a light and a lamp to people, because maybe perhaps it's disguised as something. So what you bring about is almost like, bringing about jealousy and things like that in people, and people see that they have to have like a spiritual death about this. Even the plagues right here is in green, which is quite interesting. That's also obviously the color of the heart chakra, but it's disguised as this little innocent bunny wearing this mask. So there's something that could be disguised as like, oh, I'm going to take you down this rabbit hole, and yet you're going to have like some intellectual deaths, or fundamental, like philosophical death, things that you know how they say, like, I stand on business, and all things like that. Another example would be like how you have to work really, really hard in order to be happy, and how you can't earn a living by pursuing hobbies or dreams, or you can't, you have to do things by a certain template that we were given. Here's another baby. Get out of here. You guys cause like a lot of rebirths. I feel like you help people see color. I feel like you help people see their true colors, their own true colors, and colors of people around you, around them. So that's how you are a light in the world. And what I mean by colors, not skin color, but their true colors, their essence, their motives, their inner hunger, and what it is that they really want and desire. With the sun card coming out right here, the sun pin, feast your eye on this. You are definitely a lamp and a light to the world. You are sunshine, and you have a lot of admirers. Why? Because you have a lot of freedom. Even the horse is white on this. And with this freedom comes the ability to transcend a lot of things that hold people in a stagnant energy right here. And then we have the eyeballs popping out like amazeballs. Yeah, amazing. So little eyeballs popping out right here. And with this being kind of like reverse, it could be that you help people to really cleanse their energy and really see them for themselves for who they are, and to really kind of change things up in such a manner that they are their most authentic self. They cleanse their own energy and get back to their connection with spirit. And they actually, with the eyes reverse, is they start focusing on themselves instead of focusing on what Tom, Dick, and Harry have. Well, my sister has this, and this is the kind of car they drive, and the TV, and this is the kind of husband that she has. And that's not our business. Our business is ourselves fundamentally. And I feel like you really shine that light upon all of us to help us to see that all we can control is ourselves, but that there is hope that we can actually change, grow, and manifest a different life and something that's way more positive, way more hopeful, and way more helpful. That is what I have for you. I'm sorry I ran into a lot of overtime here, but I hope you enjoy that. Do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Until next time, namaste.